At the heart of what we do really is we just change the conversation. Lynx Players International, well, what a great story. Somewhere over 40 years ago, two former PGA professionals, Jim Hiskey and Wally Armstrong, with a handful of brothers. When these guys graduated, when these two men in particular graduated from tour, they wanted to continue to use golf as a platform to reach men and women for Christ. And so they started Lynx. Essentially, we do two things. We have Lynx fellowships at somewhere around 300 golf clubs, country clubs here in the United States. And then we have a daily devotional that goes out to right around 10,000 readers, and that's growing rapidly. Lynx fellowships really are at the heart of what we do and are essentially men and women getting together at a golf course to talk about the things of Christ. Today, we're at Coosa Country Club, my home course, and we have a Ryder Cup format where we've invited Matt Selman and Bill Lamb and our Lynx Fellowship group from Woodmont Golf and Country Club in Canton, Georgia. And they're bringing 12 guys over, and starting at 1 o'clock today, we're going to have match play individuals today and tomorrow. John Smoltz, the Hall of Fame baseball player, is captaining their team.
See, too many people think you have to be perfect, clean up before you come to God. You don't. That is the beauty, and that's probably what keeps a lot of people away too. We all feel like we need to do something, earn something, sacrifice something to gain His grace. It's free.
And Jose Alvarez, former Braves pitcher, is going to be the captain of our team. But today's really purely just a time to get together, have fellowship, play golf, and hear the story of two men that have had their lives changed by Christ.
You can walk up and down this range and ask guys, hey, you want to go to church with me on Sunday? And you won't get many takers. But you get guys that love God, love people, enjoy golf, invite them to a Lynx fellowship, and they're coming. They're coming out of the woodwork. They're coming because they're hungry. People are hungry. People are searching for hope and the answers in this broken, messed up world. It's a chaotic world we live in. And we're taking the message of hope and the gospel of Christ and the good news that we can take all our sin, shame, and guilt and give it to Him, and He gives us His righteousness. And so what I like about it is it's the truth, it's the hope. We're meeting people right where they are on golf courses all across America, really around the world, and I'm just enjoying being part of this wonderful team. I enjoy playing in the major leagues. This is much more enjoyable, and I love seeing the results of seeing guys come to life, women come to life behind gated walls at country clubs.
Every golfer has a story. We love to talk about golf, and that's appropriate. But we also want to talk about eternal matters, spiritual matters. So I'm often asked, how does one start a Lynx fellowship? Well, it's really simple. You grab two other guys, two other gals, and you start praying. Prayer's first and foremost. And then you pick a time and a location. It could be any time at your club, preferably at your club. We have 300 of these, and usually it starts when the Spirit of God nudges a man or a woman to give leadership to. And so you recruit a small group of core men with different gifts, and then you just set that time and location. You start inviting your friends, and over time, men and women will gather. And while you're there, you're studying Scripture, you're talking about various concerns, and you're encouraging one another. So that's the gist of it. The Lord's been really kind to us. It's a perfect day, perfect weather. And so these kinds of things happen all across the country. Yeah, so we're just really excited to have Jose Alvarez and John Smoltz. I mean, my goodness, to have these two former major leaguers come and speak for us and play, and to really give their testimony tonight and talk about Jesus and how He changed their life. We're just thrilled to have that.
And then 18, he ran in about a 20-footer, 25-footer. So there's your half-point, red team. Yeah, yeah. And what did I tell you? I said, if there's one guy that you want on your team, one guy you want on your team, he asked me, he says, who's the best guy that you ever played baseball with? I said, well, I know this. I played, against a lot of Hall of Famers, with a few Hall of Famers, but if I had to pick one guy, one on my team, I want John. I mean, he's a gamer, he plays hurt, he never gives up, and it was evident today.
And to really give their testimony tonight and talk about Jesus and how he changed their life, we're just thrilled to have that.
The do's and don'ts in my life: I didn't drink, I didn't cuss, I didn't go out, I didn't do a lot of things. So I was wrapped in my performance to be the best version that I could be for God. But what I didn't realize is that that's going to be like this. And they cared after my heart, where most people in the locker room care after your performance. And when you walk into a locker room, or you walk into business, or you walk into life, there's pockets of people that want to pull you into their group. And it's no greater than in baseball. There's the going out guys, there's these guys, and then there's the Christians guys, and then there's this, and right away, they mentored me and cared after me to say, we care about you, the person, your heart. And it really radically changed the way that I viewed life. And I started to realize that although I had a talent, that my identity is not in the number or the jersey that I'm wearing. It's in honoring God in what he has for me in my life, which is going to be a lot longer post-baseball than it is baseball. And I'll never forget, what you guys did, because I got a chance to play that and pass that on to a lot of younger players.
And Jesus never called us to be Christians, but he calls us to be disciples and to make disciples. And so I'm looking at life now like John is that I don't know how much longer I have, but I want it to matter. I want it to count. And that's why when I asked John to do this, and Dennis and I talked about it, and he found a spot on the calendar for us, is because we care about people's hearts. We want to see people reach their full potential, enjoy the life that we've been given. And so I'm just so glad that there was a point in time when we finally said, okay, it's like holding the Royal Flush in Texas Hold'em. We pushed all our chips in and says we're all in.